watching an ABC 15 special, The Gilbert Mormon Temple, A Rare Look Inside. Brought to you by Southwestern Eye Center, Zero Res, Right Orthodontics, and Burge Ford.
Never get to see.
The work of the temples is not secret, but it's sacred.
Tonight, we go beyond the pictures, delving into the hallowed.
It's a sacred opportunity for both of us.
Explaining what goes on behind temple walls.
I believe, honestly, that it's going to change lives.
This is an ABC 15 special, The Gilbert Mormon Temple, A Rare Look Inside.
Good evening from the steps of the new temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Tomorrow begins a huge community event where over the course of the next month, 500,000 people are expected to take a public tour before this opens for members only.
The purpose of tonight's special is not to look into any theological pros or cons, but rather to give you a look at what happens inside the temple as more of them are going up near you. For 75 years, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints had just one temple in Arizona, but in the last decade, 5 more have been added in various stages of development. They support more than 400,000 Arizona church members, the second largest Christian denomination in our state next to Catholicism.
Tonight, we've got the pictures from inside the Gilbert Temple, and we'll take you through the rooms common to all LDS temples. That includes a baptismal font resting on the back of 12 oxen, instruction rooms where the church says the purpose of life and the role of Jesus Christ are taught, the center of the temple known as the Celestial Room, and these marriage rooms. We'll explain what happens in each of these rooms and why it's so sacred to Mormons.
We begin tonight looking at why Mormons focus on temple work.
Morning anchor Dan Spindle joins us now. And Dan, this has a history that goes back thousands of years.
Yeah, it does. Building temples has long been a part of Mormon theology. They've been doing it ever since the church was established in the early part of the 19th century. But for Mormons, it goes back a lot further than that. Think Moses and the Israelites on down to King Solomon and on down to Jesus Christ. They always built tabernacles and temples, which were places where human beings could go to get closer to God, to convene with the divine. Mormons first built a temple in Kirtland, Ohio, and then again in Nauvoo, Illinois. After they crossed the plains and established themselves in the Salt Lake Basin, they built what is perhaps the most iconic symbol of Mormonism, the Salt Lake Temple. That took 40 years to build. Then in 1927, the Saints here in Arizona, they constructed the Mesa Temple, and that was the first of its kind in the desert Southwest. Of course, now we have the Gilbert Temple. Right. A lot of folks excited about this place.
And if you live in Gilbert and Mesa, you know there are high concentrations of Mormons here, and that's why there was a need to open the second East Valley Temple. This new building sits just outside the Santan Shopping Center on Pecos and Greenfield. The formal dedication set for Sunday, March 2nd. After that, only members in good standing will be allowed inside. They have to show a recommend card signed by church leaders every 2 years to get past this spot inside the Gilbert Temple. Before signing that recommend, church leaders ask members about their faith in Jesus Christ, family relationships, sexual conduct, use of alcohol or drugs, and tithes. If members fall short, they can make changes, but may have to delay worshiping here in the temple. The only time the public's allowed in the temple is before that dedication. Those free tours start tomorrow through February 15th. Many people first find out they aren't allowed inside a dedicated temple when they want to attend the wedding of a Mormon friend or family member. We went to a Valley wedding to find out what goes on.
Oh, well, we have to go to the grass. Yeah, okay, let's go this way.
When you're 88 years old,
you girls look so pretty.
New experiences aren't as common as they once were. But on a sunny January day, Betty Tahiro is experiencing something for the first time.
I enjoyed it very much.
This grandmother of 11 went into the Mesa Temple to see her granddaughter get married. Her first time attending a temple wedding.
It was wonderful. It's beautiful.
My grandma is so sweet.
Kylie Fast always knew she would get married in a Mormon temple.
I always decided that that was something I wanted to go for, and I wasn't going to settle for anything less than that.
But she didn't know if Grandma would be able to attend. That's because only LDS church members in good standing are allowed inside temples. Grandma waited outside during the temple marriages of Kylie's 4 older siblings. But a couple of years ago, at 85 years young, she joined the same church her son joined 4 decades earlier.
She came up to me and was like, I can finally go to one of my grandchildren's weddings, my first and my last, and she was so excited, and so ever since that day, it's been something that I've really looked forward to.
Why is a temple marriage so important to Mormons? They believe marriages performed in temples are blessed to last for eternity. They call it a sealing, uniting couples and families together, not just till death do you part, but until the next life as well. This is what one of those sealing rooms looks like in the new Gilbert Temple. The ceremony lasts 20 to 30 minutes with just family and a few close friends in attendance.
It's very peaceful in there.
The couple kneels at an altar at the center of the room, hold hands, and receive a blessing from the wedding officiator. Exchanging rings is not part of the formal ceremony, but it can be done in the sealing room or outside where all family and friends could participate. There are no pictures allowed inside.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Couples do that outside on the grounds of the temple. For Kylie's husband Taylor, the decision to marry in the temple was very personal.
We're not being forced to do anything, and I think that makes it that much more special, is that we get that opportunity to find out, hey, this is what we want to do. And it's a sacred opportunity for both of us.
As Kylie and Taylor start their new life together, they know it'll take work to make their marriage successful.
He'll come to terms with what I have to say, right?
And Grandma Tahero believes they're off to a great start.
All the things a new bride and a groom should know.
You can see how important marriage is to the Mormon faith, and we got to see that as we toured inside, how much of the space in this temple is dedicated just to marriages.
Yeah, the largest sealing rooms, in fact, in the Mormon church, and it makes a lot of people happy because they can get more people to be a part of their wedding celebration.
7 rooms there total. Incredible.
You know, family is at the heart of the Mormon faith, so it should really come as no surprise that genealogy is also part of the tradition here. And did you know there's a place right here in the valley where you can trace your own family history? It's free, it's open to anyone of any faith. And we sent ABC 15's Stephanie Hockridge there to look at her own roots, which she traced back to the Civil War.
There's a unique library in the heart of Mesa where dozens of century-old photographs adorn the walls and shelves, portraying fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters, each one depicting the very reason this library exists, the family.
If you don't research and find these family members, within a generation or two, they're forgotten.
And as I learned, what you can find,
I think it's really exciting to have somebody, a picture from that far back.
Can be extraordinary.
If somebody wanted to trace their family history, you can do so on the internet. Why come here?
Because of the 150 missionaries.
Like Denise Crawford, who volunteers at the Mesa Family Search Library.
Have you ever searched public member trees?
They complete an intensive training through the LDS Church on how to navigate 21st century technology on a journey to the past.
There is no one-stop shopping for family history.
Because there are thousands of ancestry websites containing millions of historical records.
They don't all work the same.
And many have a yearly subscription cost, but at this library, every website can be accessed for free, and it's open to anyone of any faith.
We've had people shout on the floor, I found him. Yeah, it's a pretty amazing thing to see someone leave, finding someone they've looked for so long or wondered about for so long.
And go ahead and enter your grandfather's name.
With Denise's help,
he's going to be in the 1920 census with his family.
Okay.
He's just the little guy.
Yeah.
So let's go find him on that record.
Okay. I embarked on a thrilling trip through time.
There they are, right there.
Yeah. The original log recording my great-great-grandmother's voyage from Austria to the United States in 1906. A photograph from the mid-1800s of my great-great-grandfather, and muster cards from the Civil War detailing my great-great-great-grandfather's military service. Each document provides new clues
that lists his father,
which grow into new branches on this tree of life. Stephanie Hockridge, ABC 15 News.
The Mesa Family History Center is ranked as one of the top 3 genealogical libraries in the world.
Why are Mormons so interested in their family lines?
We're all part of the family of our Father in heaven.
What they do with the information once inside. Plus,
we have different beliefs. You know, I'm not going to hide that.
What leaders from other faiths think about the new building. And the next step on our rare look inside. What Mormons learn in their temple instruction rooms. Plus, the building's most holy room.